There you go.
Good evening, guys, girls. Rob co-hosting with Brian. Brian right there. Yeah, he's over there. On Brian's channel tonight, APBA Brian's channel. Thank you, sir. We're along with Michael. We're along with Tim. We're along with. Whoa, he's not here. Keith's not here tonight, and we're along with. No, he's not here either. Harris. I got Keith's picks. Harris's picks will be in later for the weekend. Thank you, sir, for letting us use your channel tonight.
You know there's a fee for that.
Our picks for college last week. Let's see. Keith went 4-1. Rob went 4-1. Mike went 3-2. Tim went 3-2. Brian went 2-3. Harris went 2-3. Over unders for the week. Perfect 5-0 for Tim. Rob with 4. Harris with 4. Keith with 3. Mike with 2. And Brian with 2. Now we are ready to go this week. I did not consult with the other Jabronies this week on what games we got going on. So if we do add a game, you guys deal with it. It's only 4 of us tonight, so we may do it. But I've got, like I said, we got fifth person's picks in here. We're going to start with Brian tonight. Ole Miss heading to Oklahoma. Boomer Sooner is 4.5-point favorites, 50 and a hook. Take it, brother.
Well, Ole Miss, they run the ball most of the time, 55% of the time. But the problem is Oklahoma allows only 2 yards per carry. So that's going to be a challenge. Ole Miss is 1-4 in their last 5 SEC road games. Now, Oklahoma, they're not without their own problems. Mateer came back too soon against Texas from his injury. Last week he looked better, so hopefully he's all the way back. And Oklahoma features maybe the SEC's best defense. In this game, I've got Ole Miss covering and Oklahoma winning, and I think it'll go under the total.
So Brian will take Ole Miss, and he will go under the total. Michael.
I don't pay attention much to what's going on in the I do pay attention to the SEC, but I don't think these two. Well, one of the two is better in it, but yeah, Oklahoma runs the ball. They always have, and I'm just going to be plain and simple. I like Oklahoma. I think they're going to win the game, and I think the total will go over.
All right, Mike takes Oklahoma, and he goes over the total. Tim.
Yeah, this was actually one of the harder ones for me to pick this week because Ole Miss has struggled the last few games, and well, Oklahoma's at least looked decent, but their wins haven't been by much. All that being told, I will go with the home team and Boomer Sooner and over. They will cover.
Tim says he will take Oklahoma, and he will go over the total. Keith says he'll take Ole Miss, and in fact, he thinks Ole Miss wins the ball game, and he will go over the total. So Keith goes Ole Miss and over. Rob doesn't. I like Oklahoma in this ball game. Main thing is because they're at home, and is this a night game?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I want to say it's at 3:30, but I'm not sure. So,
no, it's actually a noon game, noon Eastern.
Oh, is it noon Eastern? Okay. That doesn't deter me at all. Rob will take Oklahoma. I'm going to go over the total as well, guys. Let's see. Ole Miss scored. I'm going under the total. I'm going against the grain here. I'm going under the total. Sorry about that, Brian. Yeah, I'm going to take Oklahoma and the under. All right, we're going to Michael. Michael, BYU heading to Iowa State. Iowa State is a 2.5-point favorite, 48 and a hook. Have at it, bud.
And they're going to Iowa State. Iowa State.
Yes, they are.
BYU. I'm just gonna say it again. It's not much for me to watch because whenever these teams are on, I get caught up in my UFC and and they're usually on too late for me. So, based on what I've been reading and what I study, I'm going to go with the underdog. I'm going to go with BYU, and I'm going to go again with the over.
All right. And BYU wins?
Yeah, I think they'll win the game.
All right. Tim.
I will not go with you, Michael, because BYU has been slipping the last few weeks. They've won a couple games this year by a score. And when you're going to Ames, Iowa, I don't think that's going to cut the mustard. BYU's basically historically never been a great road team outside of Provo, at least in my opinion. I'll take Iowa State to cover and over.
All right. Tim takes Iowa State in the over. Well, let's go with Keith here. Keith says he likes BYU not to only win the game, but, I mean, he likes them with the points and to win the game. So Keith will take them. And he says, let's go a little under the total there with Keith. Yeah, I'm with Tim. Iowa State's a real deal at home. They're not – a lot of these teams change colors a lot when they're on the road. But I'm not so sure BYU's will score many points this week. I'm going to go Iowa State. I'm going to go under the total. Brian.
BYU is another run-first team, but their defense is 83rd ranked run defense. L.J. Martin, running back, has 774 yards and carries the ball for 6.1. And Jake Kelly's their best defensive player. I say those names because I have not watched BYU yet this year. And so I had to kind of look them up. Iowa State had a bye last week, so they got extra time to repair. And as you guys have said, they have been much better at home. So even though they can't get much of a pass rush going, I'm going to pick Iowa State to win this game. And I think the game will go over.
All right, Brian takes Iowa State in the over. We go to Tim. Texas A&M, 2.5-point favorites on the road, heading to LSU. Brian Kelly is praying for some wins. I know, 48.5. Have at it, Tim.
There's another team that's been really slipping, or they're a roller coaster. LSU is right now. Texas A&M, I believe they got by Arkansas last week. I could be wrong, but I think they won by a score. Yes, it's at in the Bayou, but Texas A&M being top 5 in the nation, it didn't mean anything last week. I think it will mean something this week. I'll take Texas A&M to cover, but under the total.
All right. Tim says Texas A&M and the under. We go to Keith. Keith will also take Texas A&M and the under. Break a good trend. I'm gonna do the same thing. Texas A&M and the under. I don't trust LSU. How about it, Brian?
Okay. I kind of Mike Elko, the head coach of Texas A&M, he got fined a hefty fine for having a player feign an injury on the field. He got fined $50,000. Quarterback Marcel Reese, 61%, 15 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Cassius Howe, 7.5 sacks on defense. LSU has covered the spread the last 6 times they've been at home, and they are averaging 6.7 yards per play the last 2 games, and they were against good teams, South Carolina and Vanderbilt. So I think that trend's going to continue. I think LSU is going to be fine in this game. They're going to upset Texas A&M, and it will go over.
Brian goes LSU and over. Go for it, Michael.
Oh, this one I can talk about a little bit. Texas A&M has been playing very well. LSU is 2-5. Is that what they're saying?
No.
You're right.
LSU's 5-2, aren't they?
5-2.
5. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm reading it wrong. I'm reading something else. That's why. Texas A&M is 2-0 on the road. I don't know. They play. I can't think. I'm going to be very simple. I'm going to be simplified. I think Texas A&M will win this game. They're 5-2 against and they're 5-2 against the over under. So, and I hate that number. I'm going to go under the total.
All right. Coming to me and Keith. Colorado at Utah. Utah is a 15 and a hook favorite, 50.5 points. Keith says he likes Utah to win, but Colorado to cover the points and the under. So he will take Colorado and the under in this game, but he thinks Utah wins straight up. I think Utah wins it straight up, straight down, straight around, and all around. I think they're going to dominate this game. 3 touchdowns minimum they win by. Utah wins this game, and this total goes over easily because Utah is going to help it do it. Have it, Brian.
Okay, both teams give up 190 yards rushing per game, and both teams have struggled against mobile running quarterbacks. So that's a problem because both of them are mobile running quarterbacks. In fact, Utah's quarterback Dampier leads the team in rushing, and he throws pretty well too, 68%, 13 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Jackson Benet leads the defense with 3 interceptions. So I think we're going to see both teams running up and down the field. I think it will go over. I'm picking Colorado to cover. I think 15 points is too much. I think Utah wins the game.
All right. So you're going over with over with Colorado.
Yeah.
Mike.
Yeah, Brian, you and I think on the same level. I think Colorado will. They're probably going to hang around. They'll hang around. They might lose the game, but they'll probably lose the game like by 10. So we might as well go with Colorado. And since it's 9 o'clock at night and it's out west and it's out in the Salt of Lake or wherever, we'll go over.
All right. Tim, have at it, bud.
I think I'm going to join the Brian and Michael train. Yeah, I think 15 points is too much. I think Colorado at least can try to play for pride and possibly try to get, I wouldn't say potential bowl berth, but they'd have to almost win out to get one. Unfortunately, I don't think they'll win this game. Colorado will cover the 15.5. Utah will win and over.
All right.
Yeah, what the hell? Yeah.
All right. We go to Brian, last game of the weekends that we have. Syracuse traveling to Georgia Tech.
Syracuse.
Tech is 7.
Okay.
Huh?
Yeah, go ahead.
Georgia Tech is 17.5 point favorite, 54 in the hook.
Okay, Syracuse won last year's game, but they had Kyle McCord. Big difference because they're really struggling at quarterback. Their number 1 quarterback from this year is injured. The backup only had 126 yards, 3 interceptions last week. So if you don't have a quarterback, it's hard to win. Georgia Tech is 7-0 for the first time since 1966. It's their homecoming week. They're also a very good second half team. They beat you up in the first half. It is close, but then they pull away in the second half after they beat you up. So I'm picking Georgia Tech, but again, maybe too many points. So I'm saying Georgia Tech will win the game. Syracuse covers, and the game goes over.
All right, so you taking Syracuse in the over. Mike, have at it.
You know, this could be an easy game. If Syracuse were home, and they're not, I would be a little worried. Georgia Tech's home, homecoming, and you know when you have homecoming in Atlanta, it's going to be hot. Give me Georgia Tech, and I'm going to go under again because I don't think Syracuse is going to score that many points.
Tim.
You kind of took the words right out of my mouth, Michael. I mean, Georgia Tech is easily the much better team. They proved me wrong last week, going to Duke and just demoralizing them in the second half. Even when Duke kind of gave them a couple possessions, but still, I mean, that's what Georgia Tech sees the eyes on the prize. They'll cover, and because I don't think Syracuse will score much, under.
All right. Keith agrees with you guys. He likes Georgia Tech, and he's going with the under. He says they will win this ball game pretty easily. I'm going the other way though. I think Syracuse keeps this ball game close, but I also think the game's going to be under. I think there's a good chance a lot of wind this week and a lot of rain could happen. If it does, it can be very, very messy there. And they do play outside, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. I'll take Syracuse, and I will go with the under. All right.
I want to change my over. Rob, I want to change my over/under on that game.
You going under?
Yeah, put me under.
All right. All right. We are going to NFL Week 8, Week 7. I'm going to run through them real quick and just let you guys know who got the over-unders. Brian and Harris got the first game. Brian, Keith, Mike, Tim, and and Rob all got the under on the second game. Eagles, everybody but Rob got the over. Patriots game, I was the only one got the over on that one. Panthers, everybody got the under. Browns, everybody got the under except Harris and Mike. Bears, everybody went with the under except Brian. Chiefs, everybody went with the under except Keith. All right, Colts, Mike, Keith, and Tim got the over and won that one. Giants, Tim, Harris, Rob, and Keith went with the over and got that one. Cardinals, everybody went with the over except Rob and Keith. And Cowboys, over. Brian, Mike, and Tim. Falcons, let's see. I'm sorry, 49ers rather. They got that. Everybody went with the under. Bucks and Lions. I don't even know let's see. What was the final score?
It was like 24-9, I think. Yeah.
33 total. Yeah.
33 total, yeah.
So it went under. Tim, Keith got that one. Texans and Seahawks. That went over, didn't it?
I think it was like 27-19, I think was the final on that one.
All right, so it would have went over. Everybody got the over in that ball game. Mr. Tim, tell the folks how you did college pro over-unders for the week.
I went 5-0 in college and 13-2 in the pros.
Yes, sir. Well done, my friend. Well done. I will come back and have our records for this past week come next week. So
I got the straight ups, Rob, if you want to hear the straight ups.
all right, yep, straight up. Tell us that, Brian. Go for it, bud.
Harris had 12-3. Tim was 11-4. And Brian and Rob was 11-4. Brian, Tim, and Mike were 10-5 straight up. Keith was 5-6. Yeah, as far as the year goes, everybody's pretty close. I've won 67, Rob's 165, Mike's 165, Tim 64, Harris 61, Keith 52.
Okay.
Wow. So halfway through the season, not a lot of room, not a lot of wiggle room there.
No.
Right. Let's go back and start with Brian again right here on Thursday night. We'll lead off the way we led off in college. Vikings at Chargers. Chargers 2.5 favorites. Oh, and let me tell you guys right now before we get going to picks long. Keith told me on the Sunday night game that I gave you guys the wrong favorite Did I tell you guys Packers 5.5?
I don't remember.
I think that's what he said.
No, 6.5.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
Okay.
It should be
I think
Packers,
6.5.
it's Packers 3.5. So,
okay.
okay. If that does affect your picks, I just wanted to let it out there early enough where it wouldn't be. We'd be at the end of the show and want you to make your pick, so you can think about that. Let that sit at the back of your head.
Okay, are you talking about this week?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The Sunday night game, Packers at the Steelers, is not 5.5. It's 3.5.
Okay.
That was my mistake. He got back to me yesterday about it, so I told him I appreciate it, but I got to you guys as soon as I could, which is now. Brian, have at it for Vikings Chargers. Tell us what's going to happen.
All right, the Vikings, they got to play the Lions next week, and that I'm sure is on their radar. That's got to have their attention. They've lost 8 of 9 of their last Thursday road games, and their quarterback is underwhelming in Carson Wentz. He does have more chances than McCarthy would, but that leads to more interceptions. Minnesota's had less time to prepare. And one more thing, teams that are flying 2 time zones west for Thursday night games, they almost always lose. Chargers are banged up still on the offensive line, and they've got to deal with Brian Flores, who blitzes every chance he gets. But Alt, Deculus, and Pipkins, those injured offensive linemen, were in practice, limited practice, so we'll see if they're back. Herbert leads the NFL with 1,913 yards. I think I'm going to go with the Chargers in this game to cover and win, and total going over.
Over. All right. Michael.
First spoiler for me today. The Minnesota Vikings will run for over 200 yards this week. Short week. They'd rather throw the ball, but Aaron Jones is supposed to be available, and the Chargers are 28th in the rush defense. So I think they can get 5 yards a carry, and when you get 2nd and 5, play action. So I think the Vikings will win this game, and it's Thursday night. And I'm not. What was that number again?
43.5.
Oh, I hate that number. 43. Yeah, the game will go over.
All
But
right.
I'm going to take the Vikings.
Tim.
Yeah, unfortunately, though, the defense didn't exactly hold up their end. I was listening to Fox Sports Radio this afternoon. They had the Chargers play-by-play guy on, and he seemed to think a lot of their problem was on the defensive end, even with all their injuries on the offensive end. Like I said, I don't really buy the Minnesota offense this week. I think I kind of don't really buy what the Chargers are kind of putting down too. All being said, like I said, if Minnesota's got to go to Sophie, I'll take the Chargers to cover the 2.5 and under the total.
All right.
Who wins the game?
Chargers do.
All right.
In Sophie.
And Keith says he likes the Vikings plus the 2.5, and straight up, he likes them as well. And so he's going Vikings and under is Keith. And I tell you, I'm kind of with Mike in this situation. If Washington can go there and run the football down their throat for 3 quarters like they did, they forced their wheel on this team. They really did. They've given up a run the last few weeks, and that's why they're losing. But if the Vikings force the ball down their throat, they win this ball game. I take the Vikings straight up to win. Yeah, I like them. And I'm going under the total as well. We go to Michael. Michael, Sunday, 1 p.m. games, none of them 9 a.m.s. Dolphins at the Falcons. Falcons are 7.5-point favorites. 45 and a hook. Have at it, bud.
Okay. this buddy makes his next prediction. Tua will be benched. The Falcons' defense is so strong, and they McDonald's, whatever his name is, he's going to have a short leash on him. All right. I think that they are 1-6, and he's got to figure out something to win. And I think the Falcons will win by 10 or more. And I think the game will go under.
So you will take the Falcons and under.
Yes.
Tim?
Another thing for this game, unfortunately, Tua's safety valve in the red zone, Morgan Waller, is out this week. So not as if the team that wasn't bad already.
I thought he was a country singer.
Whatever, Waller, the tight end. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, because and
Waller.
where do the Falcons play best at? Home. Where are they this week? Home. And right, you might be right, Michael. Tua got pulled against the Browns. So, I mean, if he turns into Tua turn the ball over instead of Tua Tagovailoa, then, this will be an easy win for the Falcons. And I think it will be an easy win for the Falcons. The Falcons will win and cover. And because Miami probably won't score much, under.
All right.
Morgan
We
Waller.
go to Keith. Keith
Next thing you know,
says he likes the Falcons, and he's actually going over the total. He thinks it's going to be a high-scoring ball game. Not me at all. But I think right now you almost have to be drunk to pick the Dolphins. Yeah, I'm picking the Falcons. They can get a touchdown the first 10 minutes of the game and look back later. I'll take Falcons and under. Brian?
Miami Dolphins are currently sinking into the Atlantic Ocean. Poor leadership from the head coach, poor leadership from the quarterback. Jalen Phillips, the one guy that they got that can rush the passer, is being talked as a trade candidate, maybe to the Chiefs. I don't know. Atlanta, on the other hand, is very inconsistent, but Miami is a good time for them to get back on the rails. Bijan Robinson already has 914 yards total, running and receiving. I've got Atlanta winning and covering, and I'll take it over the total.
All right. Brian says Falcons and over. All right. We go to Tim. Tim, Chicago Bears at the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens are a 6.5-point favorite right now, and I'm hearing that at best that Jackson is questionable. As of yesterday, he hadn't practiced. I don't know if he practiced today or not.
Nobody practice.
Limited practice today. Chances are he probably plays then. Vegas probably figures 6.5 points. We can't give him 6.5 points if he's not playing. Have that, Tim.
Yeah, and that's the thing, though, is that Caleb Williams, with every week, and that team is gaining confidence. And unfortunately, the Ravens still have some defensive issues with some of their players still being out. That being said, Jackson, even on a good day, I'm not sure that they do this. They either tell me they give up maybe even 6 points. I think the Bears can keep this within a touchdown. In fact, I think they win this game outright. So I'm going to take the Bears to cover and win. And I don't see this thing hitting 50 at all, or even 51 under.
All right. Keith disagrees with you. He says the Ravens win, but he's going to take the Bears plus the points. So Ravens win, Bears plus the points for Keith. He says he goes over the total. Rob doesn't say that at all. I'm going straight up with the Bears. I like them. I think you can throw the 6.5 points to the side. They're going to beat the Ravens. Lamar's going to be limited in what he can do. And that's one thing that Bears do bring a defense with them. I'm taking the Bears. I'm going under the total here, straight up as well. How about it, Brian?
The Bears, they won 4 games in a row. They're 4-2 against the spread, and their defense has turned into a turnover machine with 11 interceptions, led by Kevin Byard with 4. Lamar Jackson may be playing, but Baltimore's lost their last 4 games. They've only scored 13 points the last 2 weeks without Lamar, and the defense has only 1 interception and only 8 sacks on the season. So I like Chicago to win the game, and I'll go under.
All right, Brian goes Chicago Bears and under. How about it, Michael?
Brian, you stole a little bit of my thunder. How many interceptions does Baltimore have? 1. How many times have they thrown the ball against them? 216 attempts. I'll make it better. But, spoiler alert, Caleb Williams is facing the defense that everybody, they're done. They're finished. Caleb Williams will throw 3 interceptions against the Ravens on Sunday, and Baltimore is going to win the game straight up. It'll go.
Or they go cover 6.5.
Oh, yeah. Who, the Bears? No.
No, Ravens. Ravens got to cover
they'll win
6.5. They're going to win by more than a touchdown.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And what was that, 50?
And a half.
50 and a half. I don't need the half. Under.
All right. We go to Tim. Tim, we got the New York Jets. A lot's been said about them this week. We're going to have a lot of fun with this one.
The radio.
Yeah, and the Bengals. Bengals 4.5-point favorites right now. 46 and a hook, Tim.
Well, from what I'm hearing, I don't know what's going to be leaving this game first, the Jets defense or Garrett Wilson after the game. Because allegedly he's very high on a lot of teams' radar for the trade deadline coming up next week, or in about 10 days, actually.
Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, and Aaron Glenn, God help him. I mean, he's trying. I don't know. His team has at least tried to give effort. But when you give up 13 points, the defense gives up 13 points in 2 consecutive weeks and can't win a game. Come on, guys. And Justin Fields needs to be pulled. And finally, Aditi came on a internet show that's hosted by a guy that was a sports talk show host in Cleveland and said, don't be shocked if Tyrod Taylor, and actually used Tyrod, which is actually the correct pronunciation of his name, Tyrod Taylor may play the majority of snaps. Like you said, you thought the leash on Tua was short. Oh, the leash on Justin Fields is going to be very short. All that being said, Flacco picked apart the Steelers defense, which looked a step slow trying to cover Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. They're going to get the same thing going, maybe even get the running game going more. So I'm going to take the Bengals to cover and win. Sorry, let me make sure I got this right. Yes, and under because the Jets can't score.
All right. Keith says he's going to take Bengals and under. And look, Woody Johnson said what he said, and a lot of people says he ought to be ashamed of himself. He owns a damn team. He owns a damn team. If he wants to come out there and say, and he said, did you guys hear what he said?
Mm-hmm.
He said, I'm tired of the damn interceptions. And he says, we got a guy who can't throw the ball. And I mean, he just been straight up truth. He didn't say no lie. Nothing was a lie. The only thing that he can do to justify it better is to release Justin Fields and bring somebody else in there that's got a heartbeat and a pulse and a half of an arm. Yeah. Yeah. I take the Bengals. This is not going to be a ball game. Justin Fields' remark today was gold. I didn't hear a word he said. That was his response. I'll take the Bengals. Not a problem here. I go under the total. Brian.
Jets have now scored a touchdown in 8 straight corners. Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson are both questionable, and I'm just out on the Jets for the season. I can't see any game where I could pick the Jets for anything. New life in Cincinnati. Flacco, as you said, Tim, threw for 342 yards to beat the Steelers. Jordan Battle's got 3 interceptions. Trey Henderson 4 sacks. I got Cincinnati, and I'm going on the under.
And to think, everybody laughed when that Browns traded Flacco, and they were laughing at him and saying, "Oh my God, what idiots the Bengals were." They're showing us a little different here 3 weeks later. Mike, have at it, brother.
Oh my God, I'm going to be on the island this week on this game. Oh, Missouri State, who cares? You know, I know Woody has to find a buzz, okay? He needs a buzz badly. This could be the game he does it because you have the Bungles who aren't that good. Do you think Joe Flacco is coming home? You know, he's coming home to play the Jets and he's going to be fired up. Well, guess what, my friends? Tyrod Taylor is going to throw for over 300 yards because he's going to probably try to match Flacco for Taylor. Crap versus crap. And when crap versus crap, the crap rises. So there it is. I'm taking the Jets to possibly, and I'm going to say it, win the game.
You got to pick a 1 or 2.
I'm going to pick the over because it's going to be a throw fest. They're going to throw.
Who wins straight up?
I think the Jets may get their first victory. Another thing that I will say, the Cincinnati coach, when he first came to the NFL, what was his record, Tim?
You have to help me out here.
0-0.
0-7.
Okay.
He didn't win any of his first 8 games. This streak gets broken.
Okay.
Did you go over?
And
Did you go over or under, Mike?
Yeah, he went over.
Over. All right. It's coming to me now. The Buffalo Bills, 7.5-point favorites, heading to the Carolina Panthers, 47.5. And Keith says in about 2 seconds, Bills and under. And he says the Bills straight, not a problem there. I'm not going to say it's not a problem. I still think the Bills got some issues. They're not running the football great. But I think they can win this game. I'll take Bills and under. Have at it, Brian.
Let's see. Buffalo's defense has not been very good this year. I don't know. Carolina, does anybody know if their quarterback's playing?
He's not going to play. He's not.
No,
it's going to be Mr. Red. It's
the Red Rocket.
He's Dalton.
Yeah.
Andy Dalton.
Ginger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going with Buffalo, and we'll go under.
Who'd you take?
Buffalo and under.
Buffalo and under. How about it, Michael?
Ginger's start. Now, the good thing is that Ginger's an experienced quarterback. All right? But you know what Carolina can do against Buffalo? They can run the football. You got Chuba. You got that guy from the Cowgirls.
Rico Dowdle.
Yes.
He's on a roll.
So the Panthers are going to run for 250 yards total. And the Bills are going to win, but the Panthers keep it close.
So 7.5, they're not going to win by that much.
No.
All right.
This could be a 3 or 4 point game.
Over or under?
What's that number again?
47.5.
Under.
All right.
It's going to be 23-21.
How about it, Tim?
Michael, the problem that I see is that you think that the Panthers will run for 250. The Panthers don't exactly have wide receivers that scare me enough to play a zone defense to not put 8 men in the box if the Panthers start running the ball on them. Mm-hmm. So because of this, I think the Bills rebound after that awful performance they had 2 weeks ago against the Falcons. They will cover, and I'm going under the total.
All right. Going to Brian. The 49ers traveling to Houston to play the Texans. The Texans are 1.5 favorite here. 43 and a hook. Brian.
All right, Houston's got a great defense, but their offense is about as bad as their defense is good. San Francisco might get Purdy back, but Jones hasn't been bad if he's not back. I think Shanahan's been coaching his butt off. I watched that game last week, and they got several young players that are stepping up, like the middle linebacker, Tatum Bethune, played for the first time. He played great. It's like they weren't missing Fred Warner. Defense has 5 sacks, but San Francisco has 0 interceptions on the year. Houston's top defense, they're allowing 14 points per game. But I think Seattle was too physical for them last week. And I think San Francisco will also be too physical for them. I'm picking San Francisco and I'm taking the under.
All right. Brian takes San Francisco and under. How about it, Michael?
You know, there's even though they're both coming off Monday nights, did Houston, to me, they were okay. They weren't terrific, but San Francisco, I think you're right. Purdy's supposed to be coming back. I think talent-wise, I think the 49ers are the better team. And I think that San Francisco being at home, right? The 49ers are home?
No.
Oh, they're in Houston?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you see, there was that theory. I still like the fact that the 49ers are probably going to win the game. Are they going to win by, what was it, 7?
1.5.
It's like a pick'em game. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to go with my instincts and say 49ers win outright. The game will go under again.
All right. Tim.
Yeah. I do like the 49ers in this game. However, that is a very small number for 43 and a half. Would be shocked if I can put up 15 points for the Texans. They could probably do that. I mean, it's about time they could probably catch Nico Collins for a long one and, get another little cheapy score and then a field goal. So I got the 49ers to win this game, and I'm going over the total.
All right. Keith says he likes the 49ers, and he's going under the total. And Rob says, I'm going under the total too. I think that the Houston quarterback could have lots of problems this week. I'm not at all enamored with him. So 49ers and under the total. Go to Mike. Browns. Mm-hmm. Patriots 7.5 favorites. 40.
7.5 point favorites, huh?
40.5. Have at it, bud.
Oh, jeez. I don't know. New England's really that May is really impressive to me. He's playing very, very well. I'm looking up something while I'm talking to you. And there it is. Okay. One thing good for Cleveland this week. Okay. That Quinton Jenkins, he's going to have another 100-yard day against New England. I think the Patriots will win, but Tim, after that impressive game against Miami, they're going to keep it close. After all that rain and all that mess and all that disgust, good thing you didn't go to the game, right? Good thing Brainy the Elf was helping. I think the Patriots win the game. I think Cleveland keeps it close. I think Jenkins is going to have over 100 yards rushing. And I think the game will be over.
So you're taking the Browns and over.
Correct.
Tim.
Michael, I don't disagree with you there. The issue that I'm going to say is that part of this will dictate how this game goes. The problem is that while Judkins did have, I think it was 94 yards and 3 touchdowns, Gabriel only threw for just over 100. Granted, the conditions weren't the greatest, but you really think that Vrabel's going to allow them to? No, he's going to stack the box and say, Dylan, beat us. And besides Harold Fannin, who do the Browns really have like Judy couldn't catch a cold right now. That's how bad he is. So I think the Browns defense will throw some looks at May that will confuse him, but I think the Browns will cover this, but will not win. So I'll take the Browns to cover, the Patriots to win in a low-scoring game. So I'll say under.
All right. We go to Keith. Keith says he likes the Patriots. He likes what the Patriots are doing right now, and he's going Patriots and over. I'm not. In fact, I'm going to go just the opposite. I think the Browns win this game. I don't need the points. The Browns win this game. I think they're going to show May some looks he has not seen. 4 picks. 4 picks in this game. And then they're going to be able to say, is May the real deal or not? Oh, okay. Yes, he still is the real deal. He just went up against the defense this week that had his number. I'm going Browns and under here. I don't like it. I think it's going to go low. How about it, Brian?
Someone might know this. What's the most points Cleveland has scored in a game this year?
Was this past game? Besides the game against the Dolphins?
Yeah.
17?
Yep,
18.
17 points.
Was it 17? Okay.
17 points, yeah. So what's the fewest points New England scored in a game this year? It's 23. So that's 6 points right there. They're 0-3 on the road. In the 3 games they lost on the road, they lost by an average of 20.7 points. So they don't play well on the road. Vrabel is a coach of the year candidate in my mind. He has really turned New England around. Drake May's at 75%, 12 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Wide receiver, Keisham, and I'm not sure how to pronounce this, Boute, B-O-U-T-E, Boute.
Okay, yeah.
He seems like he catches a deep ball every game. So I'm picking New England, and I think it will go under the total.
All right. We go to Tim. New York Giants head to Philadelphia to play the Eagles. The Eagles, 7.5 favorites. 43.5 have at it. Tim.
I will say this. Aerosmith had a line in one of their songs, you have to learn to crawl before you learn to walk. And unfortunately, the Giants had their great 3 quarters of football and then didn't play the 4th. Sorry, Michael. But
yeah,
they have kept games close. And a couple weeks ago, they beat the snot out of the Eagles. Now, I think that they have figured some things out last week against the Vikings. The Eagles did. But they still haven't got Saquon involved much. All that being said, I think the defensive line for the Giants is strong enough to keep them in this game and at least keep it close. I will pick the Eagles to win, but the Giants will cover and over the total.
And Keith says he thinks the Eagles win and over the total. I don't. I think the Eagles win this game outright. Another bad week for Jackson Dart right here coming. 5 sacks minimum. They're going to be all over him up in Philly. It's not going to be funny. It's not going to be funny at all. I am going to go Eagles. I'm going under the total. How about it, Brian?
Well, the Giants are coming off an epic collapse. We were talking about this before the show, and Mike, your picture of Home Alone where somebody gets face planted by that can of paint, that's kind of what happened to Brian Dable. He did not do the end of that game very well at all, and neither did the quarterback. I don't think New York's secondary can hang with the new passing attack for the Eagles, and I don't think the Eagles will overlook the Giants. They will be coming for them. Hurts is at 69%, 11 touchdowns, 1 interception. Saquon's only averaging 3.3 yards per carry. But Rob, if they get 5 sacks, that's half as many as they've had all year. They've only had 10 sacks for the season. They beat some good teams. But this team, I think the team chemistry is bad. They say the right things. They say all the right things. But A.J. Brown just can't control his mouth. And, you know, there just seems to be – and you know things are bad, too, when they're bringing people out of retirement, like Brandon Graham, to come back and probably to help the locker room. So the team chemistry is questionable over there in Philadelphia. I've got Philly covering – I got Philly winning the game. I think the Giants will cover, and it will go over.
All right. Michael, have at it.
I am so nervous about this one. You know, the Eagles are ready for revenge. The good thing is that they're both going to be off after next week, and we're still in the middle of the worst schedule of the year. However, you're right. The defensive line has played well, and don't forget, this is a different team. This is a different team these days. Not to me, though. I think the Eagles are gonna have breakfast and lunch against them. I was thinking of that it was going to be a close game. I think the Eagles will probably win the game, and I think they're going to win by 10. So I'm going to say the Eagles, and I'm going to go over the total.
All right. Coming back over to me, we got the 4 o'clock games, the late afternoon games. We got the Tampa Bay Bucks, 5.5-point favorites, going against the Saints, 48.5. Keith says he likes the Bucks and under in this ball game. Rob says, I've bet on the Saints a couple times and I got burned. Not this week. I'm taking the Bucks in this ball game. Bucks should be a little pissed too, the way they didn't come out the gate too good this past week. Yeah, Bucks. 40. That's too much. I'll go under the total as well. Brian.
Mike Evans broke his collarbone last week, so he is out. They got a short turnaround, and it's their third road game in 4 weeks. Baker Mayfield kind of stubbed his toes on the way to an MVP season last week. I saw something on TV that kind of pointed out to me the health of this Tampa Bay team. If Tampa Bay's games were only 50 minutes and 30 seconds, their record would be 1-6 right now. Only slightly better than New Orleans. New Orleans turnovers doomed them against the Bears last week. Rattler is still starting, but Tyler Slaw is getting closer to the field. Carl Granderson's having a good year on the edge on defense, 4.5 sacks. I've got Tampa Bay winning and covering, and I think it will go under.
All right. Michael.
If Rattler throws at least 2 interceptions early, you got the hook. Bye. He'll be sitting he'll be sitting with a clipboard in his hands, wondering, "Duh." I can't see New Orleans finding a way to get into this game. I think Tampa's going to win. I don't know why, but I'm thinking shutout. Tampa under.
All right. Tim.
And I might be a contrarian on half of this, but not, of course, the team that I think is going to win. I think the Bucks just got bamboozled on Monday night. I think they just got hit by a train and couldn't recover. That's not going to happen against New Orleans. However, I think this could be something like 35-14. So I'm going to take the Buccaneers to cover and over the total.
All right. Going to Brian. The Tennessee Titans, the largest favorites this week are going to be the Colts at 14 and a hook. 45 and a hook. Have at it, Brian.
Okay, these teams are going in opposite directions. I do think that the Indianapolis Colts are the real deal. Jonathan Taylor, he gets 99 yards a game on average. He only had 94 last week. But oh, by the way, he did score 3 touchdowns. They've got a great offensive line. Too much offensive power, and they got a home field advantage here. Tennessee's rush defense is 4th worst in the NFL. Along with Miami and New York, Tennessee is just a hot mess. I'm picking Indianapolis to win this game easily. And 45, I think I know Indianapolis will get a lot of points. I don't know about Tennessee. So we'll go under.
All right. Mike.
It didn't help that Callahan got fired, but I don't know. They could find a way to pull out some big plays. And my man Daniel, all right, he's had a good 5 weeks and such. Soon, could there be a letdown? Yeah, I think there could be. I'm going to say that Joey Sly is going to hit a 60-plus field goal, and I'm going to say it's going to happen towards the end of the game, and I think the Colts are going to get upset. Give me Tennessee and give me the over.
Straight up.
Straight up.
All right. How about Tim?
I can see where you're coming from, Michael. I mean, a new coach can't be any worse than what it was going on under Callahan. So, and then you sometimes will get that 1 to 2 week boost. But I think the eyes are on the prize for the Colts. Essentially, they could, I don't want to say they're in the catbird seat already by late October to win the division, but it seems like it. Maybe this is only a 17-point game, but the Colts should cover 14.5. And I was going to go one way on this, but I think I'm going to go the under. I don't see, I don't see it hitting the over.
5 points.
Gotcha. Keith says Colts win, but not by that much. So he's going to take the Titans in this ball game. Keith says Colts win, but not by 14.5, and he's going under the total. And I'm like this. How does this kid Ward get a pass? I mean, he's not playing any better than Jamarcus Russell did when he came up with the Raiders. He's really not. He's really not. He's playing like trash. He is. I mean, he's throwing the ball everywhere. If you watch this past weekend's game, Lord have mercy. You wonder whose team he's playing for. Yeah, this it's got to start scaring you now if you're a Titans season ticket holder. that probably chances are this ain't the quarterback of your future, and you're going to have to roll it up again. Oh, yeah. Colts win this ball game easy. What's it, 45.5? Colts can't score quite that many. I will go under because this could be a shutout. It seriously could be a shutout. So we could be viewing that. We got a Mike. Cowboys travel to Denver to play the Broncos. Broncos are 2.5-point favorites. 48 and a hook. Have that in Michael.
Okay. What do I always say every week? How many points does Dallas need to win a football game? 40. 40. Guess what? They're playing up in the high air district. Doesn't matter. They're going to score 40. They're going to hold the Broncos. What was that lovely number?
2.5 is what the Broncos are favored by.
Now, give me Dallas.
48.5. 48.5.
48.5. So that would be, oh shit. Yeah, 40. Yeah. Dallas has to score 40 to win. They will. So that means I have to rely on Denver to get at least 10 points. They will. So I'm going to take the Cowgirls and I'm going to go over the total.
Tim.
Yeah, I mean, the way that the Cowboys just dismantled the Washington offensive line, I'd like to think they'd be able to do that against Denver. Bo Nix will probably be running for his life, which isn't very good. And it's about what I think of J.K. Dobbins and the Denver rushing attack. Not very good. So do I think that they can handle one-on-one with Mims and whoever else and Cortland Sutton that the Broncos have? Yes. Do I think there will be points scored? Yes. So I have the Cowboys winning the game outright and over the total.
All right. Keith couldn't disagree with anybody any more than you guys. He says he thinks the Broncos win this game by more than 2.5, and he's going over the total. Rob ain't. I'm with you other guys, boys. I'll tell you what. Cowboys in this game is going to show us why the Bo Nix is ready to take that next step. Cowboys are going to score 30. It's just a matter of whether the Broncos will. I don't think they quite do. Cowboys win this game outright. I'm going over the total as well. How about it, Brian?
Well, Dak's having a career year, 71%, 16 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Very explosive offensive team. This team can't play outdoors. Indoors, they're 2-0-1. Outdoors, they're 1-3. Indoors, they score 41 points a game. Outdoors, they score 24 points a game. And now they got Denver's defense. Now, Denver struggled early in games on offense, and they scored only 13 points against the Jets. That's an indictment. And they were shut out by the Giants for the first 3+ quarters. So the offense has struggled. But against Dallas' defense, I think they're going to put it together. They're going to run the ball some. Bo Nix is going to find he's going to have time because they're running. And I'm going to go ahead and be on the island here. Well, I'll be here with Keith. I'm picking Denver and the under.
Brian's going Broncos and under the total.
By the way, hello to John Wise, who is in the chat room. I don't know if you're still there, but thank you for showing up.
Thank you, John.
How are you feeling, John?
Yeah, how's things going with you, John? How you feeling? We'll ask you, Matt. We'll see how things are going with him. I have to open up my comments. 5 folks in here. We want to thank all of y'all for coming in here. So we're going to Tim. Sunday night football. Where I've been and where I'm going. Aaron, He was with the Packers, and now he's with the Steelers. Packers are 5.5-point favorites. 46 and a hook have that.
3.5. You said 3.5. You said for this game.
I'm saying 3.5. 3.5. My bad. 3.5.
Okay, so this was the 3.5 game.
It is 3.5. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, well, you don't know what to make of the Steelers. I mean, they look okay, and then they don't, and then they couldn't cover anybody. Granted, the Packers don't have quite the right receiving core that the Bengals do, but it's still okay. I mean, I think that the Packers have enough on offense to cover 3.5, but I don't see a whole lot of scoring. So I'll say the Packers cover and under.
All right. Tim says Packers and under. Keith says he likes the Steelers in this ball game. Straight up, and he's going over the total of 46.5. Rob ain't. No. But you know what? I'm kind of with him on the Steelers boat, though. I think Green Bay's overrated right now. I really do. I think they're going to get a hold to Love a few times this week and show him a little bit of love, if you want, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Steelers, I'm going under the total, though. Steelers do win this game, though, outright. Brian?
Well, Pittsburgh just had the aged quarterback of the ages, Flacco versus Rodgers. I think we got two motivated quarterbacks in this game. Jordan Love will want to show why he's the present and future at Green Bay. And I think I like Green Bay's defense better than Pittsburgh's. Rodgers has defeated all 31 NFL teams except his former employee. And since Jordan Love was drafted by Green Bay, I'm sure Aaron Rodgers has been plotting his revenge since that day. Pittsburgh gets 3 extra days to prepare. They're going to be wearing their throwback 1933 uniforms for this game. But I like Jordan Love, the young guy, over Aaron Rodgers. I'm going to go ahead and go with Green Bay to win a tight game. I think they'll cover and win. But I think this game's going over. I think both these quarterbacks are going to sling it, and they're going to score.
All right. Michael.
I have, first of all, I'm going to make my last 2 picks because I got to get going because I have something to take care of. But I will say this. Brian, you're kind of right. They're going to sling the ball. But Josh Jacobs needs to have a big game, and he's going to get one at this time. I'm going to take Green Bay, and I'm going to go over the total.
All right.
And
Sunday night, how you like it, Mike?
Oh, easy.
I mean, Monday night.
Monday night, I hate to say this to you, Mr. Commander, and tell this to Mr. Commander too. Mahomes is going to throw for over 300 yards, and Kansas City is going to lay waste to the Washington Commanders.
Over under 48.5.
38.5 going to go over.
48.5.
Under.
All right. Tim.
All right. I'll see you guys. I got to go.
All right. How we going? We're going to let Tim go ahead and take over. Go second right here.
All right, so we're at the Monday night game. Yeah, it's like I said, with Daniels not starting, Mario is going to be a sitting duck, and it seems like let's see how Austin Powers quote here, but it seems like the Chiefs have found their mojo on offense, especially with Rashee Rice back. Yeah, I see this being not the greatest of Monday night games. I still think the Commanders can put up some points, but I'll check the Chiefs to cover and over the total.
All right. Tim says 9.5 is not a problem. Chiefs and over. And Keith says 9.5 is not a problem. Chiefs and over. Rob says the Commanders only win 2 more games the rest of this year. And none of them will be divisional matchups. They're going to be somewhere outside the division. They're not going to beat the Giants. They're not going to beat the Cowboys. They're not going to beat the Eagles. This team is going to be folding up, and I hope we see their coach get fired. Chiefs in the over easily. I say they win by 25. Brian, wrap this thing up for us, buddy.
Rob, who'd you pick in the Green Bay game?
Green Bay, I went with the Steelers and the under. Did you get Keith?
Yeah, Pittsburgh.
Okay. Yeah, I went Steelers and under in that ball.
Okay, so Jalen Daniels is not playing. I think he runs too much for a slightly built guy. He's got to stop taking the hits he takes.
Did I go over? Did I tell you over or under in this ball game?
48. Yeah, 48-5.
Yeah, for me, they're my pick.
Oh, I don't think so.
You got my pick down as the Chiefs, and
I don't have your over under on that.
I want to go under. I want to go under. Okay, I hadn't wrote it down yet, so I didn't know if I'd already told you. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Deebo Samuel and Terry McLaurin are questionable for this game. They might not be playing. Now let's talk about the Chiefs for just a minute. Josh Simmons, the rookie left tackle who's been playing so well, has missed 2 weeks because of a family matter. He came back to practice Tuesday, and it was a family matter, and it was a serious family matter. But he's going to. Anyway, said they're going to look at him during practice this week, decide whether he's ready to step back in. Jalen Moore did a great job covering for him. But there is some bad news. Omar Norman Lott tore an ACL, so he's out for the year. He was their second-round draft pick that was playing defensive tackle. So Kansas City is already calling around the league looking for a trade possibility for an interior defensive lineman. Chiefs are the only team with 28 points or more the last 4 weeks. And the last 2 weeks, they've only given up 17 points. Easy win, I think, for Kansas City this week. I think they're, look at them. They look like back in Mahomes' first 2 years. And Mahomes looks like he did his first 2 years, which is to say, I think the NFL needs to be on notice. Kansas City's coming back. They don't like that. The NFL teams hate the Chiefs.
Over or under?
I got over. I think Kansas City could run up a lot of points in this game.
Yeah. Folks, the reason we're on Brian's channel this week, I done hit over my abundance of minutes or hours rather for StreamYard for the month. So next week, we may be on a different channel as well. If we are, check my channel again. Join us right here if we are. And if not, I will still let you. We'll have an advertisement sometime either Tuesday or Wednesday letting you know which channel we will be on. Woody Johnson, people say he ought to stick his foot in his mouth. I'm like, throw the money at who you want to, brother. And if they don't like it, they can kiss it. That's what I say. And I wish we had an owner that had as much guts as Woody Johnson. That's what I like. I like the way he handles things. He's tired of losing. I would be too. Let's see. Any last comment, Tim? You got anything you'd like to say? Nothing.
Nope.
Can you go 15-2 again, brother?
No, I doubt that. I doubt that. But
Well, you can't. Well, we got 3 buys this week too. That hurts.
Yeah. If I went 15-1, that holy shnikes, I should really start.
Brian,
remember, this is all for entertainment purposes only. Remember,
Yeah, don't spend your kids' college money on us. Yeah,
right.
Tell us something, Brian. You'd like to wrap up something? Say anything?
Keith said, "Are the Steelers wearing their bumblebees?" Yes, they are. They're striped, black and yellow striped uniforms.
One of the worst throwbacks.
The bumblebee, is it the bumblebees?
Uniforms, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I don't like them myself. Do y'all?
No.
Eagles are wearing their bright green helmets, and I like those uniforms better than the
Yeah.
normal uniforms.
Oh, okay.
And the Chargers are coming out in their blue helmets. The Dan Fouts helmet this week.
Yeah.
Oh, they're coming out with the Dan Fouts helmet. Okay, so that's
Folks, thanks to Mike, he left us a minute ago, Brian, and Tim. My name's Rob. We'll show you. Just watch your TV guide, and we will guide you back to here Wednesday night next week, whichever channel we're on, whichever bet channel we're on, and whichever bet network we're on. Have a great rest of your week. God bless. Thank you. Hit the like and hit the subscribe for Brian as well.
Goodbye.
Good night, folks. Bye-bye.